In the dark corners of the mind, there are quiet yet persistent voices. They are not just echoes of doubt, but also insidious whispers full of judgment. Who do you think you are? How could you not know something so simple? They are masters at making us feel as though we are not good enough. Before we realize what is happening, slowly but surely, we begin to lose confidence in who we are, what we do, and most things we once thought we knew. Does this sound familiar? You are not alone. According to the online therapy platform BetterHealth, sometimes people lack confidence. It's not your fault. Many factors contribute to the loss of confidence. An article in Psychology Today points out that everything from genetic makeup and life experiences to media messages are reasons why we might lose confidence. According to psychological experts and scientific research, lack of confidence is a common experience, stemming from many factors from genetics to life experiences, and deeply influenced by the society we live in. But this is not the end. So, what can we do when we lose confidence? There are many answers to this problem. In today's video, I will share with you 6 powerful tips from tested Stoic philosophy that not only help you recover, but also enhance your confidence. Let's explore and apply these principles to face and overcome fears and become the strongest version of yourself. Number 1, embrace learning, and curiosity confidence grows. In the modern world, where everything is constantly changing and new information is continually being generated, we can feel overwhelmed by the endless expansion of knowledge around us. While no one can grasp everything, those who maintain a spirit of learning and remain curious about the world will find the right path in life. From technological changes to social challenges, from environmental concerns to political shifts, the opportunities to learn are limitless. It is said that learning is never superfluous, and each day, every step towards acquiring new knowledge brings us unexpected benefits and the confidence to face this diverse world. In each person's life, maintaining and developing self-confidence is a crucial and relentless task. Particularly in Stoic philosophy, confidence comes not only from self-affirmation, but also from expanding knowledge and nurturing curiosity. The Stoic philosophers once advised, "Learning is the fire that lights the soul." These teachings are not just encouragement, but also a reminder of the importance of continuous learning in building and maintaining confidence. The Stoics believe that everything, from an unexpected event to a painful failure, could become a source of learning. They encourage us to embrace each experience and use it as a stepping stone to advance. When we push ourselves to learn from every situation, our deeper understanding and broader perspectives help to solidify our confidence firmly. In the process of learning, education is not just about acquiring knowledge, but it is a continuous journey to expand our vision and understanding of the world around us. Through education, we not only learn how to think critically, but also how to accept and understand others. thereby building true confidence in communication and interaction. Every day is an opportunity to learn something new. Whether it's reading a book, taking an online course, or simply observing and reflecting on life around us, each activity helps us develop skills and understanding, and from there, nourishes our confidence. Lifelong learning becomes incredibly important. Therefore, it's never too late to learn something new. Lifelong learning not only keeps the mind sharp, but also keeps the spirit youthful and flexible. This process also proves that continuous effort brings long-term benefits for both oneself and the community. In the learning process, humility, resilience, and gratitude become the roots for building confidence. Humility is not about belittling oneself, but about having a clear understanding of one's abilities and limits. Resilience helps us face difficulties, while gratitude expands our souls and helps us see the value of what we have. This combination not only builds confidence, but also creates a solid foundation for personal development. Understanding and living according to personal values not only help us navigate life, but are also crucial in building confidence. When you know where you stand and why you have chosen that path, natural confidence will develop within you. Scientist Marie Curie, a two-time Nobel laureate, is an icon not only of scientific integrity, but also of courage and the perseverance to learn. Born into a modest family in Poland, where women often faced limited educational opportunities, she was undeterred by social and financial barriers in her pursuit of a passion for science. Moving to Paris to continue her education, Marie Curie faced a life of poverty and deprivation, living in a cold room and studying under resource-limited conditions. Nevertheless, she never gave up on her dreams. She spent many hours in the laboratory, often working late into the night, illuminated by the faint light of candles, tirelessly conducting experiments. Her persistence was rewarded when she and her husband, Pierre Curie, discovered two new chemical elements, polonium and radium. These discoveries were not only milestones in the fields of chemistry and physics, but also revolutionized the medical field with the application of radiation therapy in cancer treatment. Marie Curie's life and career demonstrated that a thirst for learning and an indomitable spirit can help us overcome any challenge. Her achievements inspire millions of women worldwide and prove that perseverance and commitment to learning can build profound confidence, not only in oneself, but also in contributing significantly to the world. Through the key contents we have discussed, it is clear that learning and curiosity are not only the foundation of knowledge, but also the key to building and maintaining confidence. Continuous learning and relentless effort are the secrets to developing unshakable confidence, confidence nourished by deep knowledge and understanding. Have you ever experienced a change in your confidence through learning? Share your story in the comments section below. Number 2. Practice gratitude. Dr. Amy E. Keller, a marriage and family therapist, has found that living with purpose also plays an important role in maintaining and improving happiness and confidence. When you feel that life is meaningful, you appreciate and are more grateful for what you have. Gratitude is the key to reinforcing and sustaining happiness. Amy shares, "When discussing happiness with clients, I often emphasize the attitude of nurturing contentment and enhancing self-worth. Of course, joy is also important, but it is gratitude that strengthens and nurtures happiness." Numerous scientific studies have shown that gratitude profoundly affects our health, improving both physical health and self-confidence when one feels grateful and satisfied with everything. Practicing gratitude is not only part of Stoic philosophy, but also a core principle in many spiritual traditions. It is a powerful tool for recovery and nurturing confidence, especially during times of disorientation or disappointment. Gratitude benefits not only spiritually, but also helps strengthen social relationships and improve mental health. It allows us to see the value in everyday life and develop a positive attitude, regardless of circumstances. A typical example of the power of gratitude can be seen in the story of Sarah, a young bank employee who went through a difficult period in her career, feeling stuck and lost after a series of poor decisions led to professional failures. The pressure from the workplace and uncertainty about the future made her feel insecure and hopeless. Instead of letting these negative emotions dominate, Sarah decided to start a gratitude journal, a seemingly small step that changed her life. Every evening, before going to bed, Sarah spends time reflecting and writing down 3 things from the day for which she feels grateful. It could be a meaningful conversation with a colleague, a warm cup of coffee she treats herself to during work hours, or simply the tranquility of the morning before the day begins. Gradually, Sarah realizes that although she cannot control everything that happens in life, she can control how she perceives and reacts to them. Over time, the pages of her journal filled with gratitude have become a source of inspiration, helping Sarah become more aware of the positives around her, thus nurturing satisfaction and confidence to face challenges. She has learned to see each challenge as a lesson, an opportunity for personal growth, rather than a barrier. This grateful approach has not only given Sarah a new belief in herself, but also helped her find peace and a clearer direction in life and her career. When we express gratitude to others, we not only make them feel appreciated, but also strengthen our relationship with them. This creates a network of emotional support, where each member feels encouraged and respected, essential for rebuilding confidence. Small acts like saying thank you or sending a thank you letter can have a significant impact on your mood and self-esteem. Gratitude is also seen as an act of worship, a way to honor God by acknowledging and appreciating the blessings He has bestowed. Biblical teachings often encourage believers to always give thanks for everything. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 20. This underscores that gratitude is an integral part of faith and humility. We are encouraged to challenge ourselves by recognizing the good in each day. Here, I have a small challenge for you. Start practicing gratitude by setting a small goal. Each evening before going to bed, think about and write down 3 things you are grateful for that day. You will be surprised by the positive changes in your mood and outlook on life. Are you ready to accept this challenge? Leave a comment. I accept the challenge and prepare for a journey of self-improvement. What are you grateful for in your life today? Share with us in the comments below and explore the life-changing power of gratitude. Every day, we can find many reasons to be grateful, and each small reason is a step forward on the journey to rebuild confidence and experience life more fully. Number 3, know and live by your personal. Do you ever feel like you are losing your identity and self-respect? In the context of increasingly complex and stressful modern life, maintaining and developing confidence seems like a relentless challenge. But is there a secret to building and maintaining confidence, no matter how stormy the surroundings are? Stoic philosophy not only helps us cope with difficulties, but also serves as a reminder of the power of living according to personal values. These values act as a strong fortress, protecting us from the temptations and challenges of life. When we know what we stand for, every decision becomes clearer and more steadfast. However, it is important to truly understand and shape these values. They are not vague notions, but clear principles that you commit to pursuing every day. When we live by our values, every action and decision has meaning and purpose. This brings a sense of stability, helping us to be more confident in ourselves and what we can achieve. This confidence is not a result of arrogance or conceit, but a confidence that we are doing right, living worthy of ourselves. Stoic philosophers believe that ethics is not just a social standard, but also a source of inner strength. When you act according to your conscience and ethical values, you not only feel more likable in the eyes of others, but also feel more valuable to yourself. This creates a positive cycle. The more ethically you live, the more confident you become, and the more confident you are, the easier it is to act rightly. Nevertheless, adhering to personal values can sometimes be lonely and challenging. We may be tempted to follow the crowd or to take the easy way out in a difficult situation. Perseverance in these moments requires a strong will and a deep belief in the path you have chosen. Another strength of living according to personal values is the positive impact on those around us. When others see you leading a meaningful and ethical life, they may also be inspired to make positive changes in their lives. Consider the example of Samson, a young manager at a major technology company. Samson always values honesty and transparency at work. Once, he discovered a serious flaw in a new product about to be launched, and reporting this flaw could delay the project and impact profits. Despite pressure from colleagues and superiors to hide the issue, Samson decided to report the error to the board and customers, accepting the risk of losing his job. Samson's action not only reinforced his belief in his values, but also encouraged transparency and responsibility throughout the company, demonstrating that ethics and confidence can coexist, no matter the circumstances. Finally, to cultivate and maintain confidence, one must regularly question oneself. Every day, ask yourself, am I being true to the values I hold dear? This process of self-reflection is not only a method to validate personal values, but also a way for us to continuously grow, adapt, and find the best version of ourselves. Number 4. Grow your humility when trying to be confident. I think many of us would agree that it's hard to be confident and humble at the same time. How can we enter a confident mindset while still being humble enough to stand behind others and learn from them? Recently, my friend Vivian said she didn't want to appear overly confident, so she chose to lean towards humility to avoid becoming arrogant, conceited, and superior. In this way, she has tried to be invisible so as not to stand out too much. I like the idea of being humble, but not in a way that we have to lose our strength and confidence. So, how can we have both at the same time? How can we be humble while maintaining confidence in ourselves and what we contribute to the world? Like Vivian, I have struggled with how to be humble while trying to exhibit self-confidence. Perhaps you have too. I've lowered myself so that in the eyes of others, I am not above anyone. What worries me is that people will think I am arrogant and self-centered. But I decided to think more deeply about how people could tackle this challenging, interesting question through Stoic philosophy. In Stoic philosophy, humility and confidence are not opposing virtues, but are two parts of a solid identity. Stoicism teaches that true confidence comes from a deep understanding of one's values and abilities, not from comparing oneself to others. At the same time, it requires use to regularly self-assess and recognize our limits, thus fostering humility. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "When you run up against someone else's shamelessness, ask yourself this: is a world without shamelessness possible?" This question is not meant to deny the value of achievements, but to remind us of the importance of not losing ourselves in undue praise and arrogance. For example, a business leader who has successfully expanded their company internationally may find themselves at the peak of their career. However, instead of flaunting their achievements, this person chooses to share the credit with their team and always seeks opportunities to learn from competitors. This is an expression of both confidence, believing in their leadership and business expansion capabilities, and humility, recognizing that success comes from collaboration and continuous learning. For followers of Christ, humility is also the realization that all abilities and successes are gifts from Him. True confidence is the belief in God's plan and guidance, not only in good times, but also when facing challenges. This helps us to be confident not only in ourselves, but also in the purpose and journey that God has set for us. As we have discussed, humility and confidence are not only necessary virtues, but also the keys to living a meaningful and satisfying life. By maintaining a balance between self-awareness and belief in personal value, we not only build respect from others, but also develop a solid identity, not easily shaken by external factors. Let's inspire others. Can you share a story that changed you from this lesson? Leave your comment below. Number 5. Build up your toughness. When we step into a world of mental strength, where endurance and patience are not just personal qualities, but are essential steps in rebuilding confidence after a loss. Resilience is not just about physical strength, but also about perseverance, self-awareness, and the willingness to face the challenges life presents. One of the most important factors in developing resilience is humility. By recognizing that not everything is under our control, we free ourselves from the burden of worry and pressure about the unchangeable. This not only helps us maintain an optimistic spirit in any situation, but also creates a solid foundation, a steadfast soul in the face of difficulties. When we encounter an unexpected obstacle in daily life, it often feels like everything is slipping out of control. For example, imagine working on an important project with hope and effort, but the outcome is disappointing due to uncontrollable issues like bad weather or a team member facing health problems. In this world, humility is not just about recognition, but also about accepting that a part of life is uncontrollable. Instead of blaming ourselves or others, understanding and accepting this truth can help us move through failures calmly and learn from the experience, thus rebuilding confidence and shaping a positive mindset for upcoming challenges. A question we cannot ignore is, how can we apply humility to develop resilience and rebuild self-confidence? It is crucial to recognize that life does not always go as we wish. By understanding and accepting this fact, we can build a solid foundation and develop resilience and confidence in all aspects of life. Humility is not just about recognizing our limits, but also about accepting that not everything is within our control. When facing life's challenges without being overwhelmed by the need for control, we can become stronger and more confident in any situation. Join the conversation in our comment section. Do you believe that humility and a patient spirit are indeed essential for building resilience and restoring confidence after a loss? Share your thoughts and let's explore this topic together. Number 6. Understand that some things can't be changed. In this world, what can we do when everything seems chaotic and uncontrollable? This is a question that the Stoic philosophers spent time deeply contemplating and sharing their precious knowledge with us. Amidst the sea of people and life's challenges, there is a lesson we should not overlook. Acceptance. Acceptance is not merely about sitting still and enduring. It is a process of genuine acceptance from within our souls. It involves looking difficulties and risks in the eye and stepping through them with courage and calm. More importantly, acceptance is about understanding that there are things we cannot control. These may be unexpected events, unforeseen circumstances, or even the opinions and actions of others. However, this does not mean we surrender to fate or any challenges. On the contrary, acceptance brings mental freedom, helping us focus on what we can control and build a more meaningful and happier life. Part of confidence comes from realizing that there are things beyond our control, and expanding our awareness of this reduces unnecessary pressure and anxiety. A specific example of this acceptance is when an individual faces an unchangeable situation. Losing a job they love due to an unfair decision by a manager. Facing this, feelings of disappointment and self-blame naturally arise. However, dwelling in this negative state does not help. Instead, by accepting the reality that the decision has been made and cannot be changed, they open the door to seeking new opportunities and personal growth. Acceptance is not only about accepting changes, but also acknowledging the power of adapting and facing challenges. In this way, they can focus on creating a new path and rebuilding from difficult experiences. Echoing the Stoic perspective, the Lord also taught that there are things we cannot control, and that acceptance is an important part of spiritual freedom. However, it is crucial that we still have the right to decide and act on what we can control. Remember, acceptance is not just about acknowledging, but a deep understanding of the fact that there are things we cannot change. It is important not to be bound by what we cannot control, but instead focus on what we can do and change. Through acceptance, we become stronger in facing challenges and hardships. Moreover, acceptance is also the first step towards achieving contentment and peace of mind. Confident and decisive, we continue to move forward, not deterred by obstacles, but facing them steadfastly and courageously. On the challenging journey of life, confidence is not only an important factor, but also a bright torch that lights the way to success and happiness. As the Stoic philosophers taught, self-confidence is not a pursuit of attention from others or a search for non-existent perfection, but a process of knowing and accepting oneself, along with learning and maturity. Remember, every small step in restoring and building confidence is an important step on the path to success and happiness. Share these tips and experiences with your loved ones to increase trust and strength together. Leave your comments on this video, share your opinions and experiences, or if you don't know what to comment, leave a comment. Self-confidence is key. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos. Our journey is still long, so please continue to watch our next videos shown at the end of this video so that we can overcome all challenges and move further on the path of confidence and success. Thank you for accompanying us on this journey, and see you in the next videos.
You're the planet, man.